All right, so today we are going to edit a light painting rotation image. So what you need to do is go into your digital photo file, light painting rotation folder, and you need to pick a total of 2 images that you're going to be editing. You should have photographed at least 4 to 5 different images, but of those 4 to 5, you're just going to pick 2 that you want to edit. So you're going to select the raw file. So here are some rotation images that I created. And I'm going to click on the CR2 file and open that up. Okay, so you're going to raw process the image twice and combine them together. Similar to what you did with the light painting project where you had to raw process the images and then combine them. What I want you to do is look at the brighter areas. So this is pretty bright right here. Along this edge is pretty bright. You're going to raw process this twice. Once for the lighter areas and then once for the darker areas that you will then combine. So let's start with the lighter areas first. I'm going to bring my exposure down a little bit so I see a little more details in here in the center. I'm going to also adjust the color. I want this to be a little more red and green with a gold accent in color. I'm also going to bring up my clarity so that the image is a little sharper. We can see the details a little better. And I'm going to bring up my contrast. I'm going to bring my blacks down a little bit. Okay, so right here in the center we see a little more details where the white is, and also along the edge here where there's gold going around in a circle. I'm going to bring up my vibrance and my saturation. So please note my temperature, my tint, my exposure. I'm going to bring this exposure down just a little more. My contrast layers. I'm going to bring my highlights down a little bit. I don't think I need to do really anything with shadows. I don't really need to do anything with white. I brought my black down a little bit. I added a little bit of clarity, a little bit of vibrance, and a little bit of saturation. Once I'm done, I'm going to open this image. All right, now I'm going to go back in and open the exact same image. Which is going to open up the CR2 raw file again. This time I'm going to bring my exposure up a little bit, and I want to expose for these lines that are going around the edges, these kind of smaller lines that go around the edges, and the center part right here where the red is going around, a little bit of the green area in here. And I think I like the way that looks. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Okay, so here's the first one and here's the second one. I want to combine these images now. So I want to keep this outer edge where we see these lines going around the edges. And I want to keep the center part here where it's a little bit darker. So I'm going to come to this image and I'm going to go select all, edit, copy, edit, paste. And now I have my layer here. I'm going to go ahead and add in a layer mask. Click on my layer mask, make sure it's activated. Come over here and click on a brush tool. Make sure black is over white here. And I'm going to adjust my opacity down to about 30%. And now I'm going to start to remove the center part here. And we'll start to see on the layer mask a little black circle developing as I start to add in this bottom image, this background image, which is darker. I start to add in some of those details. If I want, I could reverse this, I put white over black if I want to put back in what I was doing. So now when I look at this, I feel like it's a little more balanced. I'm going to bring this down here on the left just slightly. It's a little more of a balanced image all the way across from the edges to the center. And this is it. This is pretty much all we do with this particular editing. It's very simple. We don't add any effects to this. We don't add anything more than this. We're just combining images and turning them in. So now you're going to go to File, Save As, and you want to call it Light Painting Rotation 1 because you're going to do this for 2 images. First initial and your last name, make sure it's a PSD file, and save it in your digital photo light painting rotation folder. Make sure it gets saved there. So you want to save it in your digital photo 1, light painting rotation images. You may have to create a new folder for it if you haven't done that yet. Make sure it's called light painting rotation images. Save it in there. And then you will eventually turn this into the P drive, okay? So then after you're done saving it in your file, go to File, Save As. And then you're going to go to the P drive, and you're going to go to your class period, whether it's, look that up. Please go to the correct class period that you are in. And then you are going to save it in the folder called Light Painting Rotation. Okay, so make sure that you save it in the folder called Light Painting Rotation. I'm going to add that file. Okay, and there it is, Light Painting Rotations, and that's where I'm going to save my final work as a PSD file, both of my images. So I always find it's a good idea to save your work immediately, okay? Turn it in as soon as you are done with your work and you've saved your final copy. Turn it in immediately into the P drive. And that is it.